Hello to the third part of our products design lesson. Today I want to talk about continuity. Sometimes we must have the same instructor in different events, or we must have a different instructor in different events. Let's see how that works. For example, we have this instructor for our day 1. That means we need him in briefing, in the simulator session, and in the debriefing session. But on day 2, we assume that we need a different instructor. It must be a different one, but the same one for debriefing, LOE, and briefing. Let's see how that works. Once again, we are on the products page and I open our well-known product. The last time, you remember, we created the slot groups, and now I want to show you how to create continuities. That is this section here. So we are talking about the continuity of flight instructors, and I told you that we want to have the same flight instructor on the first day and the same flight instructor on the second day, but we want to have different instructors between the 2 days. So we work with continuities. I click here to create a new continuity, and I go now to the slot groups and open the tree for the flight instructor. So briefing, sim, debrief are the 3 events of the first day. So flight instructor briefing, we drag and drop it over. You can see it here, flight instructor briefing. Sim, you drop it here, and the debriefing is drag and drop. Right, you can see we have a new continuity, and we say flight instructor briefing, flight instructor sim, and flight instructor debriefing. So this is the first day. It is always a good idea to give it a meaningful name. So we call it instructor day 1. Don't forget now to press the enter key. So this is the continuity definition, but in order to make it ready, we have to select between different options here. And for this, for the moment, I only want to talk about required continuity. This is required continuity, and we have to click on this R, required continuity, and by this we are telling the system we need the same flight instructor for all 3 events. When it comes to automatic scheduling, the system will definitely make sure to select the same flight instructor for all 3 events. So it is not enough just to have a qualified and available instructor, it must be the same. If there is nobody available, then the system would leave this assignment open. Okay, that was day 1. Now day 2. We again click here, and you can see this blinking here indicates that we are in the process of creating continuity. Okay, so we select the second day briefing, 1, the LOE 2, and the debriefing is number 3. That's simple. Again, we give it a name, call it instructor day 2, the enter key, and here we have the second day. Again, we select required. You can see we are still not ready because it is blinking here. That indicates we are still in the process of creating continuity. We click on this R, and now we are done. So what we have done so far is that we told the system we need the same instructor on day 1 and we need the same instructor on day 2. The missing piece now is that we want to tell the system that on the day 2 it must be a different instructor. So how is that done? Very simple. New continuity like this, and in this case now you do not take any of the slot groups. You say you move this in here as the first one, and the instructor day is also moved in here. So you click here, we call it instructor discontinuity, enter key, and now it is not an R, now it is D for discontinuity. Discontinuity has to be selected. That's all. And you can see it here is the little D, and that tells us the one who is used for day 1 must be a different instructor than the instructor that is used for day 2. And as the last thing, don't forget to click Apply.